Hey friends, welcome back to OJ Universe. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today on the turntable, we're taking a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Wonder Woman from Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. We've had quite a few incarnations of Wonder Woman Gal Gadot in this DC extended universe from Zack Snyder. We got some pretty good action figures, some that are not so great, some that are pretty cool. This one is kind of treading line between good and evil. Let's put it that way. There are some good aspects, some that I don't know what they were thinking about. But let's take a look at the packaging, what we got with this figure, and then we'll continue on with the review on Wonder Woman. So we do have some beautiful, stunning photography of Gal Gadot in her Wonder Woman armor. Really nice. She looks fantastic. On the side here, I do appreciate this change up. We got the gold emblazed spine of the packaging. Instead of having that black with the white letters and the blue undertone here, we do have some really nice black, some white, and gold. And we got that Batman vs. Superman logo right there. That looks fantastic. Now, inside the packaging, you always get these trays, and it's something different. Look at that. So you got the trading card artwork. You have a display stand, but you have something new on the back here. You have Batman vs. Superman logos. You have some kind of almost like washed graffiti. Reminds me of some like from the Dark Knight with the Joker. It's very cool. I like the way they did this. Usually, you're going to see some really classic artwork from Silver Age. You're going to see Green Lantern, Sinestro, Batman, Superman, Robin, all this kind of stuff going on. And it's really cool. I really appreciate they took the time to really paste together something. I don't know if a lot of people will even see that or appreciate it. I certainly do, and I really like the way they executed this as well. It looks fantastic, so that's very cool. Now the figure does come with a few accessories. No extra hands, but you do get a sword, a shield, and her golden lasso of truth that's attached to her hip. Now these accessories do have some good points to them, and unfortunately, the bad kind of outweighs the good. So, as you can see, the shield. Let's take a closer look at this figure. The shield is sculpted really nicely. I love the way it looks with the gold rivets. The paint is vibrant. The silver, you can see an eagle on the crest of the shield. Looks fantastic, but unfortunately, it doesn't stay on the figure very well. I really had to jam it up into her arm to get it to stay, and it's pretty secure that way. But once you take this shield off, you can notice the straps are massive. Like, they are just way too big, do not conform to the forearm of Wonder Woman, and thusly just falls off all the time. I'll show you right here. Once you put that in, it just does not stay. Well, now it's staying, but there you go. It doesn't stay on very well, let's put it that way. Plus, unfortunately, it is kind of warped. It's a bit of a pliable shield. I've never seen that. Look at that. You can kind of form it up. I'm going to do some work on this to straighten it out, but it's a really nice cosmetic shield. I don't think the execution was as good as it should be, but it looks fantastic, and that paint is just really well done. As you can see, kind of warped. Too bad. We'll fix that though. Very nice. Sort of. Then the sword. The sword, I'll give it some props. You know what? It's nice that we got a sword with this character, but this sword is just way too big. This is like for a 9-inch figure, so to speak. I don't like that. It's just too big. But there is some great paintwork on the hilt. And then the blue. The blue is really sharp. I really appreciate that. And the silver as well. The silver on the blade looks great. Unfortunately, it's very soft, very pliable. You can warp this thing like crazy. So I'm trying not to bend it around too much because I did try and fix it. It was pretty warped out of the packaging. But overall, it does look very nice, but just, man, it's just too big. Way too long of a sword for this character. And then you do have the Lasso of Truth. Really nice, glowing, metallic paint. The gold looks so good. It's very well sculpted. We've seen this before in the original releases as well from the 84 and the Fury of the Gods version. I almost wish this would stay on permanently because this one is never really going to come off. She's not going to, well, she could hold it, I guess, if you really wanted to, but I would just prefer a secure attachment to keep this on. And for the rest of the review, I'm just going to take it off because it's probably going to fall off as I'm moving the action figure around. Now, the aesthetics on the figure. Do I like the way this figure looks? Hell yeah, it looks fantastic. That is one of the best Gal Gadot head sculpts I've seen, besides the Hot Toys. Hot Toys killed it, but that's kind of out of my price range. I'm really not interested in collecting those. But for a 6-7 inch scale, I think this one's really well done. You definitely see the resemblance of Gal Gadot. The armor looks fantastic as well. The colors are bright, vibrant. The gold looks just fantastic. I love the new, really sculpted, excuse me, short circuit there. Resculpted thighs, give her some more muscle because she had very pencil thin thighs before. For an Amazon, nah, not digging that. But she looks great. Really nice paint apps throughout the entire figure. Very well done and executed. Now, I do want to bring in another head. This head is from the Fury of the Gods version. Now, this one is pretty good. It's not too bad. Now, I did have to do some toy surgery. I did have to slowly pry the hair off. I boil this like a mother to keep it malleable so I can pry off the hair without damaging the face paints. I've seen some reviews where people did that, and man, they just damaged that face paint and it looks terrible. So I had to really take my time, be very careful, because this tiara is a separate piece that you had to insert to get that classic look, which I thought was so odd. Because even in the movie, she doesn't take off the tiara and use it as a weapon. But I guess for the McFarlane Toys version, they wanted to do something different. So, hey, all right, props to you. But she does have brown hair, as you can see, a bit of a wash in it. But I think this would be a great head sculpt for another character that I have in mind. Hopefully, it could be a pretty ambitious project, but I'm thinking Mary Marvel. This head sculpt would be great for a Mary Marvel. We'll see what we can do down the road. I got to pick up a couple figures to make that happen, but we'll see in the future what happens with this head sculpt. But comparing the two, when you take a look, I think this one is just so much better than this one. This is a great head sculpt, but it doesn't capture the Gal Gadot look, where this one really captures the essence of the actress, and she looks great. So let's put this off to the side. And like I said, the armor looks fantastic. It does have this leather texture to it as well. That's really well sculpted and detailed. The gold, like I said, is just really vibrant. It just captures the look of the character and the outfit. The boots look fantastic as well. Really impressive. Unfortunately, we do have these ancient ball joints here. Those look terrible. Ugh, we gotta fix that. That's the one thing when they do a lot of re-releases using older sculpts, older figures, they need to upgrade with some new current and contemporary aesthetics. These gotta go. Hopefully future releases where they kind of toy around with retooling an older figure, they make the adjustments on those, definitely. But overall, the figure does look very good, and I'm very happy to add her to the collection since I don't have a classic comic book version of Wonder Woman. I missed out on that collector series, and that figure is so damn expensive right now. I'm hoping for a re-release, or down the road we'll see a Justice League version or a Task Force Justice League version. Even that I'd take right now. Hopefully down the road we'll see that in 2025. But let's take a look at some of the articulation this figure has, and we got some very fun comparisons to do as well. So the head, because of the hair, it's a little bit limited. Don't have side attitude at all, which is disappointing. Can't even look up too much. Down, not too bad. We do have a spacer joint, so we have that extra range of butterfly motion. We do have the bicep cut, double jointed ratcheted elbows, ball joints at the wrist. Torso articulation, unfortunately, can't really go back too much. Forward, ab crunch, not too much either. She does have a ball joint at the waist, ball joints at the hips, double joint ratcheted knees. Now, those are pretty cool. I like the way these armor knee pads look. The boots are cool. But unfortunately, she does, like I said, have those god awful big ass ball joints there. She does have toe articulation, ankle rocker pivot, so you got a regular standard articulation for a McFarlane figure. And overall, she does look pretty damn cool. But man, they just need to, improve on these small little things. Have weapons that fit the character perfectly. This figure's weapons, we haven't seen this shield anywhere else. So why wouldn't you make it fit the character she's going on to? That's disappointing with that. The sword, again, gigantic. Should have been way smaller. I just don't like it, but it does look better. Much better than the sword we got with Donna Troy. That was a piece of junk. It was just terrible. They did a great improvement on that with the extra paint details. That's greatly appreciated. So I do want to bring in my Fury of the Gods Wonder Woman. We did a little bit of work in her. You saw in my previous toy shorts, my toy surgery. We switched out the head with the Endless Winter version of Wonder Woman. We gave her her sword. This shield came from the Todd McFarlane designed Wonder Woman. I absolutely love this shield. It fits on the arm not too bad. There's a little toy hack here. I took a clear transparent band and just wrapped it around her arm. Gives it more girth, more weight, and it actually holds the shield pretty decently. This head sculpt is just killer. I love the way it looks. It's a much brighter costume. The metallics, the blues, they're very shiny and bright. And it looks great. I'm kind of positioning this figure in my DC Multiverse as Hippolyta. She could definitely be in the JSA, which would be a fine addition. We don't really have some female characters going to the JSA, so she'll definitely go in when I do that video. But yeah, I really like the way this one turned out. We did have to do some repainting because this was a very lackluster yellowish gold. So I repainted that into more of a contemporary gold that matches her sword, her shield, everything else, the armor accents. And this is a really great looking figure, very fun. And compare these two, you can see the color contrast. The darker shade of red, the blue is darker as well. Not as dark as the movie depiction where her armor was very dark. But you know what? I kind of like a little bit of contrast between these two, the bright reds and blues, but these two look great together. And you could definitely tell, you know what? They're not the same figure, which I really appreciate. The head sculpts are different enough to be different characters, where this could be another Amazonian, whatever you want. I'm gonna make her Queen Hatopola. I think that'll be awesome to have in the collection. But man, these two look fantastic together. Very cool. Now let's bring in some other characters from the Snyderverse, so to speak. We got Henry Cavill, Superman. For a long time, this was actually my favorite Superman until some of the other ones that came out, like the Hush version. But I really dug this Superman. I didn't like that he didn't have another closed fist or just something else. And some interchangeable hands would have been great. But nowadays, we do have the 2-pack with Doomsday and this Superman with the cloth wired cape. I can't wait to get that figure out. I'm probably going to do some toy surgery. I'm probably going to swap some heads out and do some fun things. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe. But I like these two figures together. I think I'm I'm liking this Superman because it looks like Henry Cavill, but it kind of doesn't either. It's a really classic Superman head, and I think it's just great for this body buck. Plus, you could put it on some other figures, and we'll play some around with doing some head swaps from toy surgeries. But man, I haven't seen this figure in a while, and I'm really liking this one. So I think I'm gonna like the 2-pack one even more. Hopefully, hopefully. And then we also got some other members of the Justice League. We got Cyborg here. Probably my least favorite. It's a beautiful sculpt. It's fantastic looking, actually. The detail is unbelievable. It's just not the Cyborg I'm really fond of. I really would have preferred a more smoothed out texture on him instead of this chunky, kind of cobbled together armor. So much circuitry showing, but it's still a very nice looking figure. Really beautiful head sculpt as well. But yeah, we got these two together, so we could start building up your Justice League if you really wanted to. Now, another figure that I think fits in well, of course, is this version of Aquaman from the Lost Kingdom. Man, this is a cool figure. I really like it. It hits Jason Momoa, but then it kind of doesn't. And the body texturing, the armor looks fantastic. He's big, bulky, intimidating. I really like this figure. I am working on a custom. This one's going to get customized. Found a good head sculpt that I think will suit this figure, so we'll try that out in the future. But I like the way these two guys look, and the height is good as well. Because I always want my Wonder Woman to be a little bit taller. Don't want her to be as short as Batman, but I don't want her to be super tall. I don't want her to be taller than my Superman. So these two I think fit in well together as well. Well, I said well a lot there. Sorry about that. And then we got to bring in this dude, one of my favorites, Shazam customized. But he's kind of like in the DC extended universe, and I like how she's taller than him too. That's great. We used a Jonathan Kent head sculpt. This guy's been in tons of my videos. One of my favorite figures. But yeah, I like the way these two guys pair up together as well. The height difference is great. Very, very nice to see these two together. And then now we didn't get Green Lantern in the Justice League movie, but I think this could be kind of a suitable kind of fill-in if we ever do get a Green Lantern, which I don't think we will. But just the way this figure is textured, armored, the metallic paint, I think it looks fantastic and would fit in to your movie universe just as good as your comic book universe. I really like the way these two guys look together as well. And then we got to bring in one of my favorites, one of my first figures I ever reviewed on the channel, and that's the Flash Ezra Miller version. Really do like this thinner body buck for the Speedster. It's just a great figure, really articulated well. The paint job is fantastic, and of course the height difference on these two is really suitable as well. Looks great between these two. Now I don't have, I do have a Batman, but I like this one a little bit more. And this one, of course, is the Val Kilmer version from Batman Forever. And I think he would be a cool addition to your Justice League and your movieverse, all that kind of stuff. These two look great together. I love this Batman. It's got one of the best head sculpts, hands down. Very, very well done figure. If it only had a wire in this cape, man, it would be perfect. Really awesome Batman. And then I wanted to bring this one last figure because I just wanted to see. It's the Merciless, kind of like, I almost picture this as Ares in my DC Multiverse collection, just because he's a massive figure. He basically looks like Ares. Got the Wonder Woman version or logo on his chest, of course, of Batman. That Dark Knight's metal thing going on, where the combination of all that stuff we're talking about, Wonder Woman and Batman. Very cool looking version of the Merciless Batman. But in my multiverse, this is Ares, and I think these two suit very well together. Very striking figure. The very first Build-A-Figure from McFarlane Toys as well. Very nicely done. Still holds up as one of the best figures around. Really beautiful detail. Sculpted detail is off the chain, man. Look at that. The skull looks fantastic. The armor, beautiful paint job. The Godslayer sword, very cool. So there you go, guys. This is our first look at this Batman versus Superman wave, and I'm very impressed with this figure. There are some shortcomings, but you know what? I think it's a pretty damn good figure without the weapons. The weapons really detract this figure. Doesn't look very good, unfortunately, with all of the oversized weapons. I don't know if these weapons came from a different McFarlane lineup of figures or whatever the case may be, but man, I just do not like the way they look. But this is starting to look pretty damn good. We got a bit of a team here going on. And you know what I like? That you can swap these figures out. You can take them from different kind of lineups, so to speak. Kind of make your own version of the Justice League however you see fit. And I think that's always fun to do stuff like this. Add in your own characters. Create your own team. Why not? And I think this looks pretty damn good. Now we could bring the Batman in, but we'll leave him out. This is kind of like your Justice League here, so to speak. You got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Unite the 7. There you go. We could unite the 8 when we chuck a Batman in there, but I really like the way this looks. And just building up your super team, your Justice League, what could have been. Oh, I really do wish they would have made those 2 extra movies. They sounded fantastic. But yeah, that's never going to happen, unfortunately. But you can create it in your action figures, right? Hey, have some fun with your figures and create your teams and create whatever universe you want. My recommendations, I would pick up this figure. I'm really happy I do have it in my collection. We're getting some better Wonder Woman figures. The 1984 one, man, that was a rough figure. The costume was fantastic. The legs were too skinny. The head sculpt was not good, not on point at all. And I think the custom that we did of Quinetopla, that one is pretty damn good from Fury of the Gods. I really do like that, but the weapons on this are definitely holding it back. They're a detractor. But if you can get past that, you are getting one heck of a solid Wonder Woman to go into your movie collection. And for now, she'll be going into my comic book collection as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate all the feedback and encouragement. Thank you so much. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the bell notification so whenever I make a video, it pops into your stream because we have a lot more videos coming very soon. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care.